Hi, welcome to Python tutorial of a school management system developed in Visual Studio Code. Alright guys, I'm going to show you guys how this works. See, all of this information of this particular student, Larry, is entered straight into the college system. And right here, if we go to student details, we should be able to view that there. And the other thing is we can select from here and view the other student details. Now that is STEMMOS details. And all of those information are automatically saved straight into the database right here. And that is the database. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just click on reset. There we go. And let's enter another student ID. And let's assume the name is Miriam Holloway. There. An address of Miss Miriam Holloway, I'm going to say that is number 10, Godson 10. Email sally@gmail. Okay, the course that Miriam is studying, all we just need to do is to come right here, select whatever course she's studying. Let's say she's studying computer science. Click on that and all of those information are populated. Now in here is Miriam home student. Yes, she's not an overseas student. There will be no accommodation. She is staying at home. She's not an exchange student or on exchange program. And scholarship, no. Right here she is taking her first degree. She's on her final year. And right here are the units. Data science, that is core. All we then need to do is just to click on add to the database. So let me show you guys here. That is it. There's nothing in there. And we'll come back in here. Let me show you the main database. There's nothing about Miriam there even when I refresh. Nothing. So let's come back in here now. Click on add. There we go. And our message box displays saying Miriam detail is sufficiently added to the database. So let's come right in here now. That is Miriam details right there. And if we come in here, all we then need to do is just to click on refresh. There we go. That's Miriam details as well. Okay, let's close this. And I'm going to start a new project now. So let's exit out. Yes, I would like to exit out. And let's come right here. Select file, new. And yeah, I'm going to start by importing as follows. So let's say from Intel. Let's import it all. Enter a star there. And I'm going to import the following as well. And there we go. I imported the following as well. So the next thing is I'm going to create a class here. Class, and I'm going to call that class maybe university. Okay, that's fine. And enter column in there. So right down here, okay, let's get it indented, and I'm going to just create a function in there that is underscore underscore twice and initialize underscore underscore again. Then enter self comma root and close that. Enter column in there. And right underneath here, let's go for self.root. I think I'm going to have to save this first because it doesn't have the format of Python. So let's save this first. Let's close all of this first. And I'm going to come right here, file, and let's save as. I'm going to save it as Python. Let's look for save type Python. There we go. All right. So that is it. So I'm just going to call this one a new one. There. And click on save. There. Now we have the Python format in here. Okay. So self.root equals root. Now self.root again is going to be title. Let's create a title there. Come right down here and say title. Dot title, and the title I'm just going to call that universities. Yeah, why not? This is a university project actually. For those of you who are taking your final year, you can always take care of this and make it much better for your project. So let's say self.true.geometry, and that is going to be 1350 times 800 plus 0 plus 0. That is my coordinate. All right, that's fine. And right underneath here, what I want to do is I want to add a notebook so that I can have some part, maybe two will do anyway. So let's say notebook equals ttk dot notebook, and that is going to be inside self dot root. There, the notebook is going to be a tab, just something like this. Okay, and that's what I'm creating in there now. Now let's come down here and enter the following. So the next one is going to be, let me create one. I'm going to call that self dot tab control. Yeah, let's say control 1. Okay, that's not bad. Equals ttk dot frame. That will be the very first one, and this one is going to be a child of my widget that is called notebook. There, that is the very first one. Now the second one, I might as well just copy this, paste it right underneath here, and change the name to tab control number 2. There. Now both of them are taken care of. Now let's do one more thing. So I'm going to grab this, the name that I have for this tab control, come right down here and just say dot add. And what am I adding? I'm adding the tab control number 1, self.tab control 1, paste it right in here. Maybe copy that. No, undo that. Okay, try to copy it again and paste it right in here. There. Comma, and I want to add text. So that's one of the attributes. This text, maybe we can just call that maybe school system, something like that. School system. There we go. That's the very first one. So that will be the data you will see on the tab itself. So I'm going to copy that same tab and just paste it in there for the second one. Change the name, change that to tab control number 2. And what do I have in there? I can just call that maybe student details, something like that. Student details. Yeah, with an S. That's cool. There we go. And right underneath here, I'm going to now say the notebook widget dot grade. There we go. I've just rounded up that. Okay, I'm going to round up the whole lot now so that I can even run it and see how that's going to look like. So let me come right underneath here and just, there we go, and let's just run that up. There we go. Okay, so all right, I'm going to run it now. I'll just right click on it and let me select maybe run Python file in terminal window. Okay, let's click on that and just see. There's a lot to learn about this. There we go. 1, 2. Look at it. There's a lot to learn about this very Visual Studio development environment. But I would honestly recommend it for anyone. It's a very good package. All right, so I'm going to close that. I'm still getting my head around it though. Okay, then let's create the REST widget now. Or maybe I'm going to first of all declare every single variable I intend to use. I do have a lot of variable to use, or I do have a lot of variable I intend to use. So I'm going to come down in here. So I want you guys to pay attention to this. First of all, let's just enter a line there. Maybe right in here I can just type in variable. variable. Okay, that's it. That's my very first one. Now come right down here and press enter. I'm going to call it self dot, just like I have up there. Self dot. This is going to be for students. Student ID. And the student ID is going to be equals string variable there. So number one is set. So the next one, maybe just copy all of these and just play around with it. The next one is going to be first name, and I'm going to go for surname. Okay, what else? I'm going to go for address, paste that, change that to address, and so on. I'm going to need about 48 of those. Yes, I meant 48. Okay guys, those are my variables, so have a good look at it. Yours doesn't have to be as long as this. Okay, I have a lot of data on mine, but if it's for a university project, you may need something as many as this. So those are all the variables I intend to use. In total, I have about 48. Right, so let's bring it down so that you can see it there, and that is it. And these are for all the subjects. I think I have about 16 of those. This is for the different programs, different degrees, I mean. And from here to here, that's details of the school, the faculty, head of faculty, dean of faculty, and so on. Then a course leader. Then here, from here up to here, these are to do with the guidance details. That's the guardian details there, and that is the student information, personal information. So take a good look at it again one more time, and that is it. That's all there is to it. Okay, and right underneath here, I'm now going to create my frames. So let's copy this. I'm going to need some frames, and I will then also create some widget. That's going to be for frame. All right. Okay, then so call this one frames. There we go. The very first frame that I'm going to create, that would be, I'll just call that mainframe. Mainframe. Mainframe is going to be the widget called frame itself. And inside mainframe, we're going to have the very first tab. Then that is called tab 1, I believe. Yeah, tab 1. Grab that. I'll come right down here. And I'm going to paste tab 1. That's going to be self.tab1 and comma border. I'm going to make that maybe 10. That's cool. And what about the width? Well, let's make the width about, the width is going to be 1350, comma height, let's settle for about 700 there. Right, let's enter equals sign here, equals. Then I want it to get relieved, equals rigid. There we go. Now round up this very frame itself, grab it, come down here. Let's hope I've copied it here. Oops, not all. Dot grid, and let's get it padded. No, to the x-axis. That would be about 5, and y-axis padding, I'm going to make that about maybe 10. Right, so that is fine. I also need some more, so I might as well copy this. This is going to be for the very first padding. That is, let's change the name of that to tab frame, tab frame 2, tab 2 frame. Okay, tab 2 frame, something like that. That would do. Copy, and this one, change it as well. All right, tab 2 frame is taken care of. Okay, I'm going to create another frame. So I have 1, 2. Let's create this one. I'm going to call it maybe top. Oh, that was quick. Come right here and get it tabbed. I'm going to just call that top frame, and top frame here as well. Okay, this top frame is going to be on the third one, so I'll just call it top frame 3. Yeah, that's fine. And the top frame 3 is going to be a child of mainframe. Let's grab mainframe and just change this one to mainframe. There we go. All right, every other thing remained the same apart from here. I'm going to change that to 1340 by 500. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so get rid of these for now. We may have to change 1 or 2 things there as well. Okay, that's taken care of. As for tab 2 frame, I don't think I'm going to need this, but I'm going to make this about 10. Okay, now let's create some other inner frames. So with that, I'm just going to speed it up. The 3 most important frames, they are now created. The rest are just going to be inner frames. Let's speed that up. And right there, guys, those are the lines of code for every single frame that I intend to use. There they are, guys. So have a good look at those lines of codes. Then we take it from there. Right. And I'm just going to run it, and just to let you guys see how it all looks like. Okay, I'm going to now just right click on it. Those are the frames. Now right click on it and just select run Python file in terminal. Let's see. There we go. That is how it's all looking now. And right there, those are the tabs. So let's exit out. Right, I'm going to continue. So the right underneath here, I'm going to create the following widget. So let's change this to widget. Okay, the very first one is going to be for the student. So let's call that, I'm going to say self dot LBL student ID, and my student ID is going to be equals label, and this very label is going to be inside the student frame, this very one here, student frame, right there. So I'm going to enter a comma, then let's enter the font is going to be equals, I'm going to make that area, yeah, area, and font size, I'm going to make that about 12, and let's make it bold, right. Okay, that is taken care of now. So let's do one thing. The next thing is I'm going to say comma text that will appear on it, that is going to be student ID. And after that, let's add a border, make that about 7. And I'm going to get it anchored to the west equals west. Okay, so and let's just justify it as well. Why not? Justify equals left, just to be on the safe side, to make sure it's there. Okay, that's fine. Now what I want to do then is I'm now going to just run that up here, grab this and just run the whole process underneath here. There, get it indented, and that is going to be dot grid, and we make that very grid. Let's go for role is 0, comma, and the column that will be 0 as well, equals 0. Yeah, what else? And let's just say strictly west. Strictly west. Okay, I'm going to have to pick one between this and that, but let's see. I just want to see how it all's going to look like. If it's fine, then I'll leave it alone. Then get a pad of 5, and that's for the x-axis, and the y-axis I'm going to make that about 5 as well. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to save that, Control S, save that, and let's just run the terminal and see where is that thing. Run Python terminal. Okay, so W, I think that's uppercase, it should be lowercase. I think I might have to delete that even. Run it again. Let's see now. Okay, that's it. All right, it happens to be lowercase. Close that. So I'm going to now add a text box underneath there. The text box is going to be, I'm just going to call that txt student. It's actually called entry. It's not a text box. So the widget is an entry widget, and this very entry widget is going to be a child of these and the size and so on. So let's grab this. I'm going to grab all of these. Let's grab all of this here. Copy, paste there. I'm going to get rid of this. We don't need that. Instead, we're going to need one of the variables declared up there. Let's make that about 5. Now, what else do we want? What about the width? I'm going to make that about maybe 25. Not too bad. And we justify it left. Grab this, paste it here. Undo that. It's very funny when you copy things in this system. Justify, grab just that, paste left, and the variable, I'm going to press enter. The variable I intend to use text variable. My text variable, that is going to be equals self dot student ID. There we go. I already have it on my system, so that is fine. That's one good thing about this system. All right, so I'm going to run this up. This is going to be inside row 1 column, no, row 0 column 0. Row 0 column 0. Grab all of that, copy, paste. Row 0 column 1. Column 1. And close that. So let's run it and see. There we go. That's my text widget in there. That is fine. Close that. And let's, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to copy and just speed up the whole process. Paste that in there. That is going to be for the student name. So that will be for student name. Change that to first name. And copy that, paste that in here. there. Yeah, and then the column is going to, the row is going to be 1, and this one is going to be 1 as well. So right click and run. Let's see that. There we go. We have 2, but we need to change this name. And that name was meant to be students. That's supposed to be first name, really. There. And the same thing will be applied for, copy that. We're going to apply that for surname. I'm going to close this, causing trouble. And this is surname. And repeat the same thing for this one. Copy and change this one to surname. Another one here. Stop that. There. And another one. And another one. Okay, I'm going to run this one and just, we can then speed up the whole process because it's all about copying and pasting now, since I have written the codes, and just change it around. Right click, where's the terminal? Run. And there we go. We have, oh, look at this. We have 3 of those already taken care of. So I'm going to speed up the whole process, guys. Okay, all done, guys, and I've also taken care of the other one. So let me show you guys the lines of codes. Student ID, first name, surname, address, okay, and postcode. Gender. In the case of gender, I added a combo box right there. Okay, you shouldn't have any problem with creating your own combo box. And I'm going to copy this same combo box and use it for for my subject area as well. And right here, that's the date of birth, telephone number, email. I then copy all of these and change it around for the parents. Okay, or I can call it guide, parents and guardian widget, something like that. There. Okay, have a good look at it. Run it down. It's exactly the same lines of codes, just different data on them. So right click and let's run. There we go. There. So I'm going to copy all of these, paste it right here for the faculty's details. So let's close that now. Okay, let's close that. I will now copy, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm going to close that, and I'm going to copy everything that we have inside the parental whatever there. Where is it? Up to here. Yeah, copy all of that. Copy, and that I'm going to be using it for my faculty information. Okay, or maybe course information. I called it course frame. There we go. And right underneath here, paste all of that. Okay, and look at what's going to happen now. You see here, I'm going to change everything here. So what I'm changing is just going to be this very one. So that is going to be course frame. There. Course frame, and yep, change it to course frame. I will also change the width. Let's come in here, the width here. I'm going to make that about maybe 41, so that I will fill up the whole system. So we have course frame, copy, change this to course frame as well. There. All right, we're almost there now. Okay, all done. I will now change the text. I will change that to about 42 here, and this will be 42 as well. 42. Then we now run it before I start changing all of the names, because I still need to change those ones as well. Let's see how many is left. 42 here as well. There we go. Now, so have a good look at it. I'm still going to change the names around, but it's all I'm just doing is now copying and pasting. So have a good look at it from here. These are going to be changed to course information and so on. There we go. Now, right click and let's run it. Where is it? Run. So let's see. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so we now need to change all of these here. Instead of that and so on, we just change it to something else. Okay, and change all of these information that we have in here. So the very first thing, let's go up here where we have guidance. So that will become course, and change this to course. Depend on what you want to call yours. There we go. And what about the text? Yeah, change the text as well. There. And right in here, instead of mom, I'm going to change this one to, let's change that to BSC serious game. Yeah. Then the next one is going to be BSc computing. BSc computer science. Computer science. All right. And so on. I believe you guys get the whole idea now. All right. It's all done. Okay. Have a good look at it. Let me run it first before, so that you guys see how it all looks like. Let's see. Run. There we go. And here we just select whatever. Maybe I should enter something in here. That's how it's looking now, but I'm going to do one thing. Let's go right up here. So let's enter as follows. So I'm going to say self dot course. That is the variable that was declared dot set. And what am I setting in there? I'm just going to say course selector. There. So that will be displayed inside here. Okay. Or we can just put it in here anyway. And this will be 0. Okay, look, let's run it, then we'll decide. Run. And there we go. Okay, it's either do that, or because I can make it empty, but if I make it empty, that disappears. So in that case, I'm going to get rid of that method. And let's do this. I'm going to grab the course selector. Let's cut that off and delete all of this. Bad idea. So paste this right in. Oh, what am I doing inside the parent? Oh, I was in the wrong place. The course selector should have been here. Where is it? Right here. Okay, I'm going to paste that right in here. There we go. All right. Now right click and run. Let's see now. There we go. But that wasn't showing. Okay, let's come in here and ask it to display. Okay, so let's the 0 actually shows just like we have in here. So grab all of that, come right down here and just paste it there. Where is it? Right here, man. Paste and change the name around. There. Now run. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So the very first item to be selected is that. In the case of this, the very first item here is 0, and the very first item here is cost selector. So that's what I've just done. Right. Okay, is 0. So if you say you want it to be number 3, let's see what we have inside number 3. Right click, run. That would be computer. Okay, no, it's BA animation. Okay, that's number 4 because it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's number 4. So change it back to 0. Now you guys get the whole idea for that. So let me show you guys the lines of code for the cost frame. There we go. Right. Those are the lines of codes for the cost frame. And there. Okay, so I'm going to run it one more time. So right click and run. There guys, that's how it's looking now. We'll take care of the next one. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll catch you guys shortly.